even further beyond!
Yeah, my name is Zakashi, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you guys a little pro technique here that I really use often in PvP. It really gets me very far. Today, the day I'm recording this, probably not the best day because the PvP season will actually be done by the time you see this video, but maybe you can use it to your advantage in the next season. But I'm going to be teaching you a PvP technique. It's basically just like a blast armor abuse. I'm going to show you a clip once I'm done speaking, but basically I'm going to speak about it like right now. What it does basically is you blast through the blast armor because people tend to use blast arts to actually make you vanish step. They're baiting your vanish step so that you can be in a different predicament. So you'd have no vanish step, so you'd either have to attack straight away, you can wait for them to vanish step, or you could switch out and vanish step. Like those are pretty much your options. You could also tap them, but if you vanish step, you'd probably not be able to hit them fast enough, so maybe. Depends how it is, more time they'll tap you. But in this scenario, what usually happens is when people try to actually vanish step when they see you doing this, it doesn't work the same, because when people actually cancel their blast arts, what they'd actually do is try dash forward and blast sidestep it, because they see you blasting through it, so they're trying to dodge your attack. So once they sidestep it, you'll see what I mean, why it actually doesn't work, and you get to actually get a free hit on them because they were just trying to dodge your attack. But because you didn't actually go through with the attack, but they still had to try and actually avoid your attack, you get the advantage on them when they're in between frames of sidestepping. So I'm going to play the clip repeatedly here so you can see, and then we'll literally talk through it as it's happening. I'll put it in slow-mo and everything. Okay, so I'm going to let it play 3 times. You can see what happens, and I'll put it in slow motion for you guys. But you can see the person there did the blast arts, and I actually strike through it with Vegito Blue. And then afterwards, when I hit about mid-range, I actually did a sidestep instead of going all the way through. And even though you can't see anything because of all the blast like explosions and whatnot, I'm still able to sidestep. And what usually happens is the enemy would also try dash forward and sidestep like they would when they're trying to cancel a blast arts. And then after then, I would actually be cancelling my strike arts first, because that's what happens. I went up first to mid-range, and then while I'm sidestepping mid-range, they'd actually be coming up to mid-range after me. So while I've already completed my sidestep, they're beginning their sidestep because they're forcefully trying to dodge my strike art. And then from then, if I attack straight away, it's a clear opening for me to literally just demolish my opponent. It's a free combo, honestly. The only thing that you obviously lose is that you take damage with your blast. When you're taking the blast arts, you're still going to take that damage. But in most scenarios, it's not going to damage you that much. Maybe it's like LF Gohan or something. Then otherwise it wouldn't really damage you that much. So it's worth it to actually go through and get that full combo off, especially if you're attacking with someone like Vegito Blue or Kefla, who has repeated blast armor, or even that blue Vegeta is really good. Not many units have blast armors. For you fusion cheesers, it will help you out a lot, trust me. I use it all the time. It puts me in an advantage a lot. Now I do have to talk about the disadvantage of using this. The only disadvantage of using this is that in some cases, if you do it too quickly, the opponent actually won't sidestep. So sometimes they might not sidestep. So when you're doing the cancellation of the blast arts, you're going to attack straight away. But because they only dashed up and they didn't do the sidestep, they're going to sidestep you after you attack. So then they will be in a position over you. But that rarely happens. Only some really high IQ players that are very wary of everything that's going on are aware that, alright, cool, when they're blasting through, that if they actually did a sidestep, that they did get caught in this animation like I'm just explaining. So be wary that some people would actually just stop at mid-range, and instead of sidestepping, they'll just look at you in the face. So while you're sidestepping, you're going to attack straight away, but they actually delayed their sidestep, so it actually leads to them doing a vanish step, and now you're just 1 down and they're 1 up. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I was gonna do this learning PvP tutorial just like those other ones, like I'd usually scale it and whatnot, but I feel like that's long. That's kind of long. Like, it's just long. Let's just get straight to the point and give you guys the juicy information, teach you the technique. You can take it into PvP and practice it. It works pretty much all the time. Pretty much all the time. The only downside is, actually there's no downside to this actually, because it's not like anything else. You're striking on a delay, so it's not even like they can get a perfect vanish on you on anything, because they're the ones starting the attack. It's a reactionary thing. So you're pretty much good to use this. This is pretty much the easiest thing to execute, honestly. It looks complicated, but honestly, just delay your attack and you'll be fine. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial, man. I feel like this is going to be one that's really good for all of you. Trying to bring back some more PvP tutorials. People really want to get better at PvP, give you guys that chance, that extra edge against all these Zenkai characters that are just dominating PvP, so you guys can actually get your rewards at the end of the season. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, it helped you out, make sure to press that subscribe button. Do me the favor, trying to hit 10k by the end of the year. Besides from that, leave a comment if you have any other things that you might want to learn. But yeah, besides from that guys, my name is Zakashi, and I'll see you guys in the next one.